Okay, so we are very much towards the end of the first day here at MRO Europe in London. Behind it, you can hear drinks being served, and at the end of a long day, and it's well deserved. But before we finish up, we've come on to the Ontic stand, and joining me is Dave Mayne and Jack Karapetyan, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who work for Ontic. We're going to talk about what Ontic does, and then we'll talk about a bit of news you've announced just this morning. So, Jack, first, just give us an overview of Ontic, what it is that you do, all the places that you do it, and what your specialist is.
Yeah, sure. So Ontic's a global manufacturer of OEM products. So we license and procure intellectual property from our partners, and then we become the manufacturer of those parts.
And those partners will be?
The tier 1 and tier 2s in the aerospace industry. So Honeywell, Parker, any of the RTX companies, Moog, Meggitt, are all of our partners.
Okay. So as you were explaining to me before we started, these guys will be doing the product development, investing in the R&D. You then license that and then do the manufacturing, allowing them to focus on developing new parts.
Correct. Yeah. After the production of the aircraft is done, most of those companies will go on to newer technologies.
Yeah.
We will take on the legacy parts and technologies and support the aftermarket until the retirement of the entire fleet.
Okay. And you're a pretty large company.
So about 1,600 employees, just over 1,600, 8 locations globally, and we're here obviously announcing the opening of our 9th facility in the UK.
Yes, which we'll get on to in a minute now. Current facilities, US, Florida, and then you go through where you've got bases.
So business started in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Okay.
We have operations on the East Coast in North Carolina and New York, and we are formally in operation in Florida in our standalone repair business. We have 3 facilities in the UK, not counting the new one. So we have 2, one in Staverton, one in Bishop's Cleeve, and one further up north in Bolton, and then a small repair station in Singapore.
Okay. You mentioned the new facility in the UK, and that was the news that was announced just this morning. So Dave, talk to us about what's going on in Tewkesbury.
Yeah, so we've just started work on a 65,000 square foot facility in Tewkesbury.
Yeah.
We're going to move our MRO functions from the Bishop's Cleeve facility and the Staverton facility and co-locate them in one facility in Tewkesbury.
Yeah.
We're going to be moving all the staff and all the equipment with it. Tewkesbury, Cheltenham and Cleeve are in an 11-mile sort of triangle to each other, so we've been really successful in finding that location. We've managed to secure all of the staff for the transfer.
Right.
Operations, we're looking to start phasing operations through Q1 with a full completion for Q3 next year.
Yeah. And just tell us about the strategy behind that, the thinking behind that. Why is this new facility going to be better for Ontic and what you do in that area?
So where we currently stand at the moment, we've got our OE and MRO facilities co-located in the same building, and they have different priorities. A production OE is built to a long-term plan, whereas the MRO business is quite reactive in its turnaround time.
Yeah.
Basically, generally the repairs we receive are on-point failures, so they're unexpected failures coming into the building. So it's all about rapid turnaround time, and it just requires a different business focus. So co-locating them with its own management team, engineering, supply chain, quality team, and they're totally focused on turnaround time. We are confident we're going to see a marked improvement in performance.
Yeah. I mean, a number of conversations already today about the need for capacity in this sector, particularly in MRO. So great to see companies rising to that challenge.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what's driving it. Demand is just outstripping supply at the minute, and people like you have to, or been looked to meet that demand.
Absolutely. I mean, just going back to the facility just briefly, it's 50% bigger than we need it to be today to enable that growth.
So there's scope for growing further. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We strongly believe by improving our turnaround time and our customer focus, it will enable us to grow that market share.
Yeah. What in this facility then? Where do you specialize? Are there particular specialisms? Do you have?
So the building will replicate the technologies that we currently have in the other 2 buildings. So it will be an avionics shop, it will have clean room capability, it will have hydraulics capability, it will have pneumatics capability. So it'll be an all-encompassing building in there where we can look after all of our products without needing to go and use external parties.
Okay. And what is the roadmap, Jack, for Ontic? I mean, further growth, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But what was the strategic areas that you're looking at to grow?
So one of the reasons why we are separating the MRO business is our facilities were filling up to the brim.
Right.
So by adding 2 new sites, we're adding 130,000 square feet across the business. The Florida facility and, as Dave mentioned, the Tewksbury facility both have 50% additional volume to grow into. But what that does is it also frees up our OEM facilities to grow through acquisitive growth as we've been growing over time.
Yeah. Okay. And there's been a lot of discussion about where the trends are going, especially with keeping the older fleet flying. Looking into the future, how long do you see these challenges persisting? Some of the OEMs are getting back on track in deliveries, but it's not going to change the situation overnight, is it? So there's a long road ahead for the industry.
Yeah, so there's, I think, a couple of issues happening at the same time. You're seeing electronics so different parts of the industry are seeing different issues.
Yes.
On some of the component sides, you're seeing issues in castings and manufacturing of materials. On the electronic side, you're seeing obsolescence of board manufacturers. The way we address those is we have an obsolescence management team, and now we're investing in an increased reliability engineering team.
Yeah.
So we're forward-looking, trying to perceive what those issues will be, and forecasting and buying inventory. And we have stocking partners across the globe with our distribution partners who are holding inventory to try to prevent an impact to our customers long term.
Okay. And Dave, it's great that you've obviously retained your staff in this move, because that's one of the biggest challenges is people, isn't it? So
Absolutely.
Based in the UK, how do you find the challenge of bringing in the right skills or developing the right skills?
So we have an apprenticeship program that we run in Ontic UK. We've currently got in excess of 50 people going through a 3-year apprenticeship at different stages.
Okay.
So we found homegrown, our own technical competence is by far the best output that we can get for that.
Yeah. And you're bringing in these guys pretty young then. If they're apprentices, they're coming straight from school?
They go straight from school, or they've already started a college degree and sort of studying for either mechanical or electronic engineering.
Yeah.
So various different scopes, but generally at the early stages of their career.
Yeah. And what's the global picture on talent, Jack? Do you see differences in different parts of the world?
Yeah, so one of the reasons we picked South Florida as a location is because it's an aerospace hub.
Yeah.
So the U.S. entities in North Carolina and California, rather than deploying all of those employees into a singular MRO location, we're going to redeploy that talent into facilities and then add an additional 130 new Ontic employees in South Florida, pulling from the local resourcing.
Yeah.
In addition to the apprenticeship program in the UK, the US has now kicked up a formal early careers program.
Okay.
So across the organization, we're heavily investing in that.
Yeah. You're finding, I know more about the UK apprenticeship program because I live here, but it's heavily supported by government. Are you finding sort of wherever you operate that governments are supporting aviation because they see it as an industry that it drives prosperity and, is an engine for business?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think there's federal incentives in the U.S. similar to the U.K., but the local government, I think, see a huge proponent for it. So we're getting state funding from both California and Florida and North Carolina. Actually, all 3 states are supporting in that endeavor as well.
Yeah. Always at these events, there's talk about the need to collaborate more, and particularly with OEMs working with all the other third parties out there and the ecosystem which this show represents. Do you think there's a general sense that people are looking to collaborate more because you've all got a shared vested interest in the industry doing well and have similar challenges? Yeah,
that's a great question. So we've recently appointed a service center director. So as an OEM, we have third parties that are partners.
Yeah.
So Bill Benjamin has taken on that role for our organization. We are going to have a network of service centers that's formalized both in the U.S. and in Europe to support our customers.
Yeah.
So the collaboration is absolutely critical in that. Actually, half of the meetings at the show have been with our third-party service centers.
Yeah. And Bill, you see, UK is a hotbed for aviation. Always has been. It's got its little bits of hubs around. I spoke to the guys from Wales in a previous interview. And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, where we're co-located at in Gloucestershire is an aerospace hub. You've got G, Moog, Triumph, Safran. They're all there along with Ontic as well. So it's a real hub for talent.
Yeah, and is that driving innovation? Because there is when you get a hub, there's a competitive push on the innovation, but you also collaborate. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. And where is innovation coming from? I mean, everyone's talking about AI and technology, but where do you see it?
Yeah, so I think for us, because we're on the legacy platforms and we're procuring the intellectual property from our partners, the critical bit for us is staying ahead of the curve on both material and people, right? So we're not necessarily innovating on technology to manufacture because we are working on legacy parts,
Yes. Okay.
but predictive information on where demand is going to be required, and then really investing and treating talent differently is where we innovate, right?
Okay.
Culturally, I think our organization separates ourselves from the wider aerospace business in terms of our approach to people.
Yeah. Well, what is treating people differently? What does it mean in practice then?
So part of our core values is, for instance, early careers is a great example.
Yeah.
We don't just technically train them. We have a program where we teach kids how to cook.
Okay.
We teach them banking. We teach them life skills outside of it, right? So we want them to be successful humans, not just Ontic employees.
Okay.
So that's one place where we've definitely treated and approached the market differently.
Yeah. And I hear every now and then, or you get the sense that when it comes to sort of engineers and technicians in aviation, there's a move towards people being more specialists than as opposed to being generalists. I don't know if you're seeing that. If you are seeing that, how do you react to that trend?
I think from my perspective, we see more specialists. We get people that are homing in on specific skill sets, and we pull that as a strength.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Look, we've nearly at end of day one. It's been quite a busy day. I feel like it's been a well-attended show, and you probably had lots of conversations on stand and seen a lot of people. What's been the general sense that you've taken to the show today?
So growth from all of our customers.
Yeah.
So the commercial aviation sector hasn't slowed down. It's picking up pace. And our airline customers are feeling pressure to keep the fleet flying.
Yeah.
So
clearly
the question is, how do we support, right? And so we're ramping up to support them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the very good news wasn't long ago. No one was flying for reasons we know why, and we're thinking about almost unlimited demand from the consumer for flying, and you could fill planes many times over. I think at the moment, which is putting a pressure on pricing for everybody.
Yeah.
So, and I know the industry's trying not to have to pass that on to the consumer because you don't want to suppress demand at the same time. But that's the good news, I guess. The difficulty is how to meet that demand, and that's what that's what this is all about this week.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And you think coming together like this, solutions start to be formed out of meeting in these forums that solutions that weren't thought of before will be decided here this week. Yeah. Well, hopefully they are. So look, guys, thanks for joining us on ABNCast. Great to hear some good news about increased capacity, very much needed in the industry.
Thanks,
Congratulations and thanks, and we'll see you around another show, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.